Hey guys, welcome to my JavaScript tutorial. If you haven't seen the HTML and the CSS ones beforehand, make sure you go check those ones out first. Okay, so we're just going to copy everything that we have in our CSS tutorial, and we're going to make a new file, and we're going to call it JavaScript tutorial.html, and then we're just going to paste everything in because we don't want to start affecting our CSS tutorial in case you guys want to check back. And then make sure you change it in your URL. Your file could not be accessed. That's weird. JavaScript tutorial. Oh, I typed in Java. JavaScript tutorial. Okay. So remember, we had the HTML, which made everything sort of appear like the template. And then we've done our CSS, which makes it so that everything looks good and changes like the background color and stuff like that. But now we need to use our JavaScript in order to display name, display age, display both, and actually do programming. So up until now, we haven't done any programming. We've been putting in like HTML code, but it's not technically computer programming. So we're going to get into that right now. However, you're going to notice that programming is a little bit complicated and it looks a little bit weird. So we're going to be taking it slow, and don't worry if you don't get it all on the first try. Okay, so now we're going to click a new file, and then we're going to type in javascript.js. Or sorry, JavaScript tutorial. Keep it all consistent. .js. And then in our HTML file, just like we included the CSS, which we don't need to change the name of since we're not changing the CSS in this tutorial, we're going to add script source equals JavaScript tutorial.js. And I accidentally moved the source outside of the tag, so we'll put that in there. Okay, so now our HTML has included this JavaScript file. So now this is where we make the magic happen. So in this button that says display name, we're going to add another property called onClick. And then we're going to set it equal to, in quotes, display name, and then brackets. Okay, so now we have told this button to call a function called display name. And a function is basically a container that calls a bunch of code. So we're going to create one called function display name, then brackets, and then curly brackets. And now every bit of code that we put inside of this function will execute as soon as we click this button, because on its onClick, it calls display name. So just to test this out, we can type in alert, which is a JavaScript function already built in that takes in a string, which is text. So we're just going to type in test. And then we're going to refresh our page and click display name. And you'll see we get this page says test. So now we can see that our HTML button is causing code to execute. So it says display name. My name's Colin, right? So if I type in alert Colin and then click display name, it will display my name. Another thing that we can do is create something called a variable. Now, variables are extremely important. It's basically a word that we define something as, and we can reference it. So for example, I'm going to type in var name equal to Colin. Now, according to the computer, there is now a variable called name, and its value equals Colin. So whenever I type in name anywhere, it's going to give us the value of Colin. So instead of sending in the direct word or name into alert, we can actually just type in name. And now if we refresh our page, you'll notice it's still working. Now we can name our variable whatever we want. So we can have name with 2 E's, for example. But you'll notice now it'll be grayed out a little bit, and it'll say it's declared, but its value is never read. And that's because down here we're trying to call name, which no longer exists. So we would have to give that an extra E as well. And then once again, we save, refresh, and it displays my name. So variables are super important. They can be numbers. So for example, age equal to 24. And then we could alert our age. I won't keep popping it up because you guys get the point. There are also true false variables. So I can do like var is October. It is for me, so I can type in true, but you could also type in false. And for now, we don't really need to get too much more into it. But what we do need to do is actually reference our text box that we created in our HTML file. Because remember, we don't want to just display Colin because your name probably isn't Colin. You want to display whatever we type into this text box. So in order to do that, JavaScript has something called document.getElementById. And this is just something you would have to memorize. Then you have brackets, and then you type in your ID. And then if we go back to JavaScript tutorial and we grab our enter your name, you see this input, it has this class. We can't reference it by its class because multiple things can have a class, but only one thing can have an ID. So we're going to type in ID equals name dash input. And then we're going to say document.getElementById name dash input. And now if we set a variable called name equal to document.getElementById name input, and we refresh our page, just type in C, you'll notice it's going to say probably object. Yeah, so object. And the reason why we sort of touched this a bit in our HTML tutorial, but you see how this text box has properties like type and class, or it can have like ID and stuff like that. Well, it also has value, and value is what has the actual, well, value of the text box. So if I type in C in the very beginning and I refresh the page, it will always stay at C when I first refresh the page, because that's what its value is set to. So right now, what we have done is we've created a variable called name, and we set it to the text box element. And the element has a bunch of different properties, including the value. So if we wanted to get the value of our input, we just need to type in dot value. So it's saying create a variable called name and set it to our input box, which we're getting using its ID, dot value. And then we alert our name. So now if we refresh the page and we type in like test, if we click display name, oh, it's going to say undefined. Did we not save our HTML page? Oh, I just realized I gave the paragraph tag the ID, and it was supposed to be the input. So we'll refresh again and type in test and click display name, and you'll see it's test. So we can type in whatever we want and it will display it to us. So even though programming is a little bit complicated, I don't think this is that bad. So I'm hoping that this is starting to set in a little bit of the idea of what programming is at this point. We sort of have the idea of like what a variable is. There's different data types like strings. So like string is text, number is a number, and then we have the Boolean, which was the true false. So what's pretty cool is the computer doesn't actually know what anything in a string is other than the fact that it's text. So for example, if I alerted 2 plus 2 in quotes, try and guess what it'll be. 22. So the reason why is because the computer no longer recognizes this as a number. It recognizes it as text, and so it just simply adds them together. So hopefully that makes sense. So I want you to try and create a function that will display our age. And I'm going to do that right after. But yeah, try and do that and then jump back to this video. So I'm going to do it now. I'm going to set its ID equal to age dash input. And then we're going to go back to JavaScript tutorial, and we're just going to create another function called display age. And we're just going to do var age equals document.getElementById age dash input dot value. and then we'll alert our age. Type in 24, click display age, and it's not doing anything, and the reason why is because we haven't called our display age function. So our button wasn't connected to our JavaScript. Let's try that one more time, and it works. So hopefully you guys were able to figure that out on your own. Now finally, we're going to do on click equals display both. And then we'll have another function called display both. And then we're just going to say var name equals, we can actually just copy them from up here, save a little bit of time. And then we're going to alert hello space plus name plus string again, comma, your age is plus age. So every single time we add a number to a string, it just converts it to a string. So it would say like hello colon, your age is, and then whatever the value of age is. So now if I type in colon, and then I go and type in 24 and click both, it'll say hello colon, your age is 24. So hopefully this makes a little bit of sense. We're not going to get much deeper into here because I will be doing programming in whatever tutorial you're about to jump into anyway. I just sort of wanted to get you a little bit familiar with it. And same with the last ones. We go to W3 schools. There is a JavaScript tutorial. So if you'd like to continue doing this before jumping into the next tutorial, that would probably help a lot, and I definitely recommend it. And thanks for checking out this little mini guide on HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.